Welcome back to Chicago by Night, first edition, Forged in Steel. This is early 1990s, and it's edgy, right? That's what we call it, maybe. I don't know. Welcome back to Myth Machine. Do, as always, as you are part of Kindred Society, follow, subscribe, and chat so that you preserve the masquerade. This is ShrekNet before the fall. This is good. This show is rated R, but not for rock and roll, because Sylvester isn't here this time, very sadly. But it's still rated R for mature subject matter and all sorts of horrible things, and very quick and steep falls from high levels of humanity to lower levels of humanity for at least some of the coterie members involved. Hi, Kate. Who is with us this time?
I'm El Duende, pronouns any all, and I will be playing as Tony Hernandez, the Brewhog gangster. Sylvester got sent to the Dyson Sphere. Anyway,
Possibly.
I'm John. I'll be playing Chris, the toy or body artist.
Hello, I am Ender, playing Kate Peretti, apprentice to the Third Circle of Clan Tremere, and a cult leader.
Maybe.
I'm Roger, I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, son of Black Panthers, former gangster, former art student, and seeker after Golconda.
He really is the best of us, isn't he?
The only one trying to get a good ending to their character.
Fun story. I read up on how you increase your humanity in V5, and it's essentially hilariously expensive. The source book, it's not even included in the XP expenses, unlike in previous. In the table,
You shouldn't be able to buy it. It shouldn't be an XP thing.
I mean, this is something we can discuss at the table, and I'm fine with that. But in previous editions, there was always an XP cost associated with it. In 5th edition, the cost, if there is a cost to it, is suggested to be 10 times the new rating.
Okay, so that's...
ow.
So if I send you, like, $8,000 of session fees, I think I could earn off the XP for that.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of XP apparently associated with increasing your humanity, allegedly. We are in Chicago, and this coterie is doing a bunch of shenanigans. We've covered most of the spring, basically, with what did happen last time. All sorts of fun stuff. You had Toreador parties for Chris. We had Charlie kind of changing tack a little bit in terms of how he was going to deal with Golconda and Danov and so on. Charlie met a former high school classmate from California at an art gallery. Just apparently a regular human still. Yeah, she's a lawyer now. And Charlie was explaining the history of glassblowing to her. Is this going to be another mortal connection that Charlie develops? Who knows? We don't know yet. Kate was working on strengthening her blood cult and creating a devoted lieutenant. And, well, it's a process. Trying to get the followers desensitized to her monstrous appearance and grooming a lieutenant within the cult to become her actual retainer and ghoul down the line, and so on. Tony and Charlie have had some concerns, just some concerns regarding Kate's recent appearance, because she's getting more and more corpse-like for some reason, and shall we say, less empathetic, perhaps? More, yeah. There's that. They might have starting to recognize the coldness of her glance, like that of Ballards or other elders they've met before. Sylvester has been working on the Spider Room and been performing there, and is developing a relationship with the club owner, and the band is writing powerful protest lyrics, and yeah, they're gonna keep developing that. Tony keeps working on his gang influence with the Latin Kings. He's apparently had some problems here, so there's been people being beaten up and hospitalized by unknown parties. Tony's not pleased, but apparently suspects Anarch involvement in the interference. Who knows? And finally, Ballard and the sheriff have given the coterie, essentially, though we'll see how the coterie is going to decide to divide the labor around this, the job to remove a couple of mortal pawns for the Anarchs from the chessboard, as it were. They didn't explicitly say murder them, but I don't think they would mind.
We were at a public place.
Exactly.
At the time.
Yeah.
The murder is implied.
Yeah. Removing people from the game. It's just game, everybody. It's the game.
You move pieces off the board.
Yeah. Quite straightforward, right? It's well, we'll see how the coterie decides to do that, because there might be various opinions about what removing from the board means.
Yeah.
But
I'm
for now,
more in the, I guess, like perhaps having a discussion.
Indeed. Well, let's see. I was gonna go to. Oh right, yes. That's where I was. I have my notes. Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, we are in. Are we now in May of Chicago? No, we're in June, aren't we? Let's see.
What? We were only in April last time. Did we skip May?
No, we did April and May. Oh, right. So it's May now, is it? Okay.
All right.
Gee. I'm
It's
very
not
good at
normal.
keeping up with exactly what I'm doing, everybody. This is trust me on
It is
this.
not homo time yet.
What was that?
It is not the homo month yet.
Oh, is that June? I don't keep track. Sorry, everybody. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Let's throw Chris into the meat grinder, shall we? And do some moments here, or do you all want to discuss how to deal with the mission that you have from your elders, who knows what's best for you, and they know what's best for you, and they know what's best for the city, don't they?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind giving Chris a moment to shine. If Jan's up for it.
Sure.
All right, Chris will get a moment to shine.
No opposing votes.
No opposing votes. Well, Chris, I've mentioned before that you have been, shall we say, approached by Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, pain, Sharon, yeah. She will cause you pain. would Chris go on a date with Sharon?
Okay, let's say yes.
Isn't that nice? Where would Chris take Sharon? As the gentleman he is, and fledgling.
What's nice in Chicago? Oh, we'll go to the second city.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
It's like Chicago is big in the improv scene, and like the second city theater group is like a lot of people, a lot of comedians, you know, who later became famous went through there.
Oh,
So,
right.
you know,
I didn't even
who's
know
there-
that. I thought I knew
Who's
enough
who's
about
there
Chicago.
in 1991? Let's look it up just to see who's in.
Okay.
Man, East Coast American cities have so much fucking sauce, it's unbelievable.
Ryan Stiles, Cam Campbell, Steve Carell.
Yeah, okay.
He's
we're
gonna
going
become
to
big.
Steve. Yeah, we go to see Steve Carell
Okay.
if the time works out.
I'm sure it will. Let's say that the time works out. How charming are we trying to be here?
I'm trying to charm her pants off. Well, not literally, to get her guard down. Like make her talk about things she probably shouldn't.
All right. Oh, that's a charisma subterfuge, isn't it?
Sure.
This is not seduction at this moment. This is just, trying to get her to say things that she shouldn't.
Yeah, like where she keeps all her stuff.
Okay.
Well, no, that's more of a just like stuff maybe perhaps she shouldn't.
Go ahead and make a roll for me, charisma subterfuge.
Okay.
Because you're. I don't think this is a manipulation attempt. This is I'm being charming and also, by the way, everybody, when we're doing these, because we're still in downtime mode here, and I'll tell you when we go to story mode, which is probably not going to be this session. You can always, keep full willpower and minimal hunger for the start of the scenes, as it were, because they will be spaced out a little bit, right? So over time.
Nice.
That's 2 successes.
Let's try
see.
to willpower reroll this.
You can do
Good
that.
roll, Grace. My man will not survive the night.
One more success.
Or maybe he will, Or not.
Cooked.
Well, I think that instead of her spilling the beans, Chris will spill a bunch of beans without even realizing it. Yeah, he's
Okay.
You're at the comedy club, and she's laughing, and, I'm having a great time, and this is great, and she's leaning into, holding onto your arm, and leaning her head against your shoulder, and being just generally very charming, and amicable, and quite romantic.
Good talk.
Good talk. So, what are you telling her that you shouldn't be? Maybe she's going to ask you a little bit about your sire, actually.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. It's like stuff about Sophia, maybe like slightly embarrassing stuff. Like I don't know what it would be slightly embarrassing for a vampire, but slightly embarrassing kind of pillow talky stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to lap that up completely, and Um, she's gonna mumble a thing or two to you, like, it's. I just think you're so charming. That you're so new to these nights, aren't you? Probably as you're walking along the streets after the show, and yes, she's holding your hand. It's like you haven't decided what you're going to be yet in our world, and I find that, well, I remember my first nights, though I think I had more of a sense of what I thought I was going to be, and it didn't turn out that way at all. So maybe it's better to go your way. I think Sophia made an extraordinary choice when she picked you for this.
Oh, thank you, Woody, Miss. It's very nice to get a compliment.
Of course. How could I not? A word of advice, darling. Watch out for Michael. He'll eat you up and still complain you weren't spicy enough.
You know, since you're complaining about Michael, why don't you, I don't know, like get him sent to Albuquerque or somewhere?
I wish I could, but...
Why can't you?
Why can't I? Well,
Yeah.
I am one of the... As long as Annabelle is our clan leader, that is not going to happen.
No, what's stopping you being the clan leader?
Oh,
Annabelle.
you are a sweet one. You have the most delicious thoughts, don't you? Perhaps one night I will be. Perhaps. But it is not going to be tonight, dear.
So, a bit of warning to you, if you're not going to move against Michael, stop complaining about him so openly. Do you know...
Move against Michael? Oh dear.
Well,
he is the one who is moving against people. He is just so dreadfully jealous of me, and what I have.
Yes! Look, are you familiar with, what's his name? That Chinese guy, the tactics guy. He said,
she's gonna laugh at this. The tactics guy.
and he said, oh, the dagger that's not suspected is the dagger of a friend. Okay? He said something like that, right? But he said it more fancy, like, because he was a fancy Chinese tactics guy. And he said, so if you want to defeat Michael, defeat him truly, stop, like, feuding with him, become his friend, learn his secrets, and then when he least expects it, deliver the hidden knife.
I love how you think, sweetie. Here's the question from the storyteller to Chris. Or Chris's player, as it were. Let's see now. You do have a 2-dot mola, which I suspect is supposed to be your sire, or is it going to be Sharon?
Well, it was going to be my sire, but if you want it to be Sharon, why not?
I don't care either way.
Let's make it Sharon for a laugh.
Let's make it
Just
Sharon
to-
for a laugh. Very good. Very good. Let's do that. Okay then. I'm fine with this. Oh, did we define?
Toreador
Oh,
civil war is about to begin.
Not at all. Not at all. Did we define Chris's enemy and stalker? I just realized.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't
Okay,
do
we'll
any of
fix
that stuff.
Yeah, we'll fix that. We'll fix that. These are both mortals.
Yeah. My enemy is somebody whose girlfriend I stole, and my stalker is somebody I accidentally uh, like maybe I fed them by mistake, or like they're not a retainer, because that's the retainer thing. So maybe they're like a ghoul I accidentally ghouled and is following me around. I think that's what
Funny
a
if
stalker is.
if your enemy was the person whose girlfriend you stole, and the stalker was the girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what? That actually makes more sense. You have a tendency to attract people who become a tad too smitten with you for your own good. A former retainer retains their memory of you and a desire to reconnect. So it could be a former retainer. But it could also be someone else. So...
What I was thinking is because he doesn't know the rules 100% yet.
Yeah.
Is it like maybe it's someone he fed a little bit of blood to, and is who's like a meth addict kind of vibe going off them. But that's just what I was thinking. I'm
Yep.
open to any suggestions.
That's great. Yeah, we'll develop that. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're going to go to Goldtooth Charlie. Also, of course, before we go to Goldtooth Charlie, Chris and Sharon are probably going to have an enormously romantic night that ends with delicious intimacy at her place, doesn't it, Chris? Because she is rich and you aren't. Or does it? You decide.
I mean, you can always flip a coin.
No, since it's the first date, maybe Chris is too old-fashioned for that kind of thing to happen. If he wants the relationship to be serious, so
Very well. So we're slowly building a relationship. I mean,
Yeah.
she doesn't necessarily she's not gonna throw herself at him like that. She's too subtle to do that. Absolutely. So she let's see now.
Love
Chris,
the motorcycle and brick wall dynamic. Chris and Sharon have here.
wits and insight, please, Chris.
wits and insight.
This is-
Okay. I don't know what this is for, but at least Chris has insight. You know. How he got it, I don't know.
I don't know either. But
Oh my god. At least it's not a failure.
oh no. Well, I have a feeling that the result here is going to be quite simply that she's not playing him like a fiddle, but she is the one sort of calling the shots. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Chris will actually develop real emotions for her, as much as that might be unintentional. I mean, she would probably like that, but yeah, how honey trapped is Chris going to get by Sharon? How much femme fatale will she be for him?
We'll see.
Well, this is
We'll
great.
let that develop.
Yeah, we'll see. But so far, she's clearly,
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
that's
charming the fans off it.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Charlie doing the rounds at various Elysia, like the Art Institute in Chicago and other similar places. First question to Charlie is, are we cultivating melody at all during this, just this month? Or not?
Yeah, I think I will see Melody earlier in the evenings, like when it's still sort of reasonable hours for humans. Then see her off at a reasonable hour, and then go do the vampire stuff.
And of course that gets, increasingly difficult because we're moving into the summer half of the year, so you have shorter and shorter times to be awake and engage with humans on a, reasonable hour, as it were. But still, it's a thing you can do. Are we going to cultivate her as a touchstone or a future background connection in any way?
Oh,
Yeah, I think possibly a future touchstone because of how she's like his last connection to his old life in California before everything fell apart.
I mean, she really is, isn't she? Of course, I'm going to complicate matters for you because not only Melody is going to frequent these halls. What kind of value would she be for him? Because right now you only have the one touchstone, and you can have up to 3. So what kind of a conviction would she represent for Tony? For Charlie?
I'm not sure exactly how it will be phrased as the conviction, but it's like the it's his connection to the not just the mortal world, but sort of the innocence of his childhood. Because even though he was the child of Black Panthers, sort of knowing their ideology was a completely different level of knowing it than having his parents killed by the authorities. So it was his last connection to like any kind of like innocent view of the world and sort of any like trust in the normal sort of life, the normal world that he had.
So we need to capture some kind of innocence, but also some kind of like, I mean, maybe this could be a conviction that goes towards like his quest towards Golconda. If she is that nice. I haven't decided on her personality yet, so
but Charlie isn't going to bring her anywhere near any other vampires if he can help it at all, because he knows how freaking nuts vampires are. So even if it means like keeping more sort of marginal art venues that none of the vampires kind of claim as their thing, he'll do that to try and keep her safe, keep her out of it.
that makes sense.
Because otherwise that'd be like having your balls hanging out in a fight, and then
Yes, it would be. You are not wrong with that simile, as it were. That's, don't expose your touchstones to other vampires, because they will take advantage, obviously.
your balls will be grabbed with a potent.
No,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
sure I would express it that way, but okay, yeah.
Sharon
I
is
will.
caring.
Sharon is caring, exactly. Well, one of the nights, because you have also said, Charlie, that you are in fact trying to, hobnob with other kindred in the Elysia, which means that you're actually never taking Melody to the Art Institute. You're not taking her to the Opera House, none of the big places, because they have been declared Elysium. I have put in your Discord chat, everybody, the rules for Elysium. It is a place where everybody can officially meet. It is officially neutral ground, but the thing is, the unofficial sort of rule is that if you do turn up at Elysium, even if you're that you are assumed to be taking the part of the Camarilla. So even if anarchs are formally accepted to go into Elysium as neutral ground, these are the places that where Kindred can gather, and I don't think we're gonna have Melody in such places, because you just said that you don't want to have Melody in such places, which makes a lot of sense. So let's have
Since he's just since he's like older than he is and was an art student, him being into the sort of more niche, marginal, unusual kind of stuff isn't going to seem that out of place.
It is not. It is not. So far, I'm pretty sure she's not, suspecting anything, because let's face it, you still have a decent amount of humanity. You do not... If you just do a little bit of blush of life, you're going to get away with a lot. But this particular night in May, I think we're going to have a moment here when... let's see. Yes, of course. Well, yeah, that works.
Oh no, I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
Cackle.
Oh no. Oh no, he looks like Cretius. I don't like that. He looks vaguely Cretius-y.
Why did it change the... Okay, that's weird. I don't know why it's changed the picture, but that's okay. Yeah, speaking of Cretius...
Oh, no!
You can roll a composure intelligence, please.
Composure, intelligence, they're both attributes. So,
yep. You just add the two attributes with each other.
So like a custom roll.
Yep.
Of, in your case, whatever.
Yeah, because when you click one of...
Well, you have a lot, don't you, nowadays? Well, you should be able to do it through the usual interface, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. That's not going to be enough, which is not surprising.
Oh, right, yeah, I see. It does let you do attribute plus attribute. I didn't know you could do that.
You've just got to start by clicking one of the attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, tonight, you can feel as you are, going through... This is one of those nights when Charlie is going through Elysium, trying to find other kindred to speak to, and he feels that, yeah, he needs to go up to this place. It's one of the private boxes, and you need to go there immediately, because otherwise you're going to die. It's just an urgent feeling. Adrenaline shooting through your body. You need to be there now.
So I guess Charlie is going up the grand staircase, possibly the fastest anybody has ever been up the grand staircase.
That makes sense, yeah. Oh, but we don't want to use, like, celerity and stuff, so... Because Masquerade Breach.
Yeah.
Which would not be good. But, yeah, you're going to get into a box with the Doctor, aren't you?
Oh no.
It's just the two of you there. The Doctor... I mean, it's gonna be, an opera tonight, obviously, because that's why you go to the Civic Opera House, isn't it? And he's going to look up at you as you come in. He's sitting in one of the nice chairs there, and he's dismissing a young man in his 20s, fairly handsome actually. What could it be, like a college student or something? Certainly not the type of social... Well, you went to college. You know what college is like, Charlie. You've taken courses. But the young man will be dismissed, and the Doctor will simply point towards one of the chairs. Have a seat, young man, he says.
Charlie will sit down, and it's like a misstep on the way up here, and I could have turned into a stock character from Italian comic opera.
Is that something you say to him?
Yeah, this is Charlie like hanging on to, because he knows like how much is being mentally challenged here, and he's trying to hang on to his dignity and roll with it, and sort of referencing the Piero clown character. Which I don't really know enough about to know if this is accurate, but it sounds like it could be accurate.
If it is inaccurate, we'll just say that Charlie misremembered things because he's a bit focused on,
things. Well, the Doctor is leaning backwards, and there's not going to be a whole lot of words between the two of you initially. He's enjoying the show. I think. I don't know if Charlie is enjoying opera. Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Although it's not his sort of primary sort of love, he still appreciates it.
By the time intermission comes around, the Doctor will finally look towards you, like making eye contact and such. He's still, leaned back in his chair, and so he says, "Do you have a surname? I've heard about your nom de plume, as it were, but it seems a little bit awkward to call you Mr. Charlie, doesn't it?"
I'm good with just Charlie.
Straight to informalities. Interesting. And what would you call me?
The way some of my friends have described you, what is the legendary term for a devourer of souls?
A devourer of souls. Interesting description. Some might take that as an implication of Amaranth. Which, of course, and he's just looking at you under his eyebrows, is rather against our codes, isn't it?
Charlie looks genuinely confused and tries to say back, Amaranth, and maybe, yeah, he probably would say it back right, 'cause it's not that complicated a word. And the not familiar. It's another thing that I don't know about that can get me killed.
Oh, it most certainly is. Though I doubt that you would be the target of such an activity, given your lack of established family. You don't have an established family, do you?
One that I want to see again.
Quite. I suppose there's a certain level of freedom in not having to attend monthly family gatherings, but also I would think perhaps a certain measure of vulnerability. What do you make of it? I have never experienced being without family myself. Please do illuminate me.
I can appreciate the freedom.
No vulnerability?
I've got people who watch my back who don't need to be family.
Ah, yes. You call yourselves the Odd Job Gang, don't you? Your
Inappropriate.
establishment in this city has been interesting to follow. Not too many of your heritage have managed to establish themselves in this city within our order. And yet you seem to be establishing yourself quite nicely at this stage. What are your impressions of the second city?
I don't have anything else to compare it with. Our kind-wise.
Good
It
answer.
seems like a place where we can exist.
We certainly can exist, as we have proven over the past many decades. What is your ambition here?
Ambition. Charlie's just going through his head now how much he wants to give away about it, because like he knows, like somebody like Cretius may be able to tell him a lot about Golconda and stuff like that, but also if he gives this up to the wrong person, this could go badly and give somebody leverage they don't want. So it says, I guess to know the nature of our kind better, since time horizon has now extended a very long way. No more what we are, what we can do, what I could be. Hence, art is my thing. Something I would like to know is more about art we have created.
That is an interesting perspective for one who has gone through such trials and tribulations over the past year, haven't you? You, arrival to the city and acceptance as one of, the subjects of our order has been tumultuous, no? And, your, recent history with, well, there was a Mr. Davenport, wasn't there? Haven't seen much of him lately. That is rather interesting. And yet, you have the boldness of imagining for yourself the long nights. Where do you come by this self-confidence?
I'm just taking refuge in what I know.
Hmm.
Like life of the mind. One thing I can see is long time to read and think. If nothing else.
If nothing else, indeed. You are curious about our true nature, you say. Is this, shall we say, a scientific pursuit, or is it a philosophical one, or perhaps a psychological one?
Possibly all those things empirical. To know what I could be.
Empirical. Empirical is, of course, a separate experience from the theoretical, and I appreciate that you're narrowing it down like this, but it doesn't narrow down the question with regards to what I asked just a moment ago, because empirical could be biological or practical philosophy, or indeed psychology for one such as us. I think, Goldtooth Charlie, it's time for you to roll, how much do we want to impress the doctor here? Intelligence, academics, perhaps?
Or academics charisma?
That could work. This is a very intellectual exercise, mind you, so the doctor is definitely probing Charlie's thought processes more than his charm, and I don't think he's going to easily fall for charming quips.
I think academics and intelligence is my best one here.
Fair enough.
And I will blood surge it just to
because we're desperate here, aren't we?
Yeah. Does my art history
Nope, he's not asking you anything about art. This is strictly in the realm of philosophy, really.
Holy shit.
and I will willpower reroll 3 because I know how anywhere like disappointing Dr. Cretius goes badly. So
how about that? Well, I can tell you this much. Charlie is going to get away from this with only a single point of damage to his, single point of superficial willpower damage this night. Because I think, as you're discussing, Cretius will in fact, the rest of the play will happen, the rest of the opera will happen, but after the opera is said and done and everybody's leaving, you will be there still discussing philosophy with Dr. Cretius. So where are you taking the conversation? You have captured his interest, it seems like. Is that good or bad?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
I think will be, since the way I phrased it, and I still don't want to use the specific words Golconda or anything that specific with him. I guess it will be discussing like what happens to vampires as they age, the sort of things they are capable of, and like this. If I want to start out in the right direction, what sort of long-term directions I could pursue through the long nights. Like if he wanted to bring up Golconda, this will be an obvious opening where this will be an option he could mention. But if he doesn't want to go there, I haven't brought it up.
Mm-hmm. I'm just taking some notes for no reason. You will notice one thing, that's for sure. Every question you ask becomes a question that he is asking you back. So the number of answers he is presenting to you will be not necessarily far and few and far between, but rather realizations for yourself when you are asking him a question and he is following up with a question of his own. Your mind starts churning around the subject matter and in perhaps ways that you haven't considered before. So
This guy is a good teacher. The Socratic method. This guy may actually be Socrates.
I think you might have accidentally cooked a bit too hard, Charlie.
You are thinking about the long nights. This is a good thing. But you seem to be asking me about options as if you are choosing what, in these nights, these modern times, would be considered a career from a pamphlet. At the university, I do have students who come and ask me for advice for what sorts of careers they should pursue, which is ironic given that I teach theoretical philosophy, and that is something they could ask a career counselor for. But ask yourself instead, who must you become to keep your soul intact when the nights stretch into centuries? Do you believe in a soul?
Maybe I do, maybe not. Maybe this condition changes the nature of that question. Let me ask you, over the long nights, you ever got tired of reading?
Tired of reading. What is reading but the exchange of ideas from one person to another? There was a time when ideas were only exchanged through the oral tradition. And then writing was invented. Do you hear the voice of the author when you read a text? Or do you hear your own mind developing insights based on the text? Perhaps insights other than those the author originally was anticipating or trying to communicate.
In order to truly hear the author's voice, you'd have to know what the author actually originally sounded like. There are some audiobooks. Their voice is just perfect for it. But I think to answer the second part of that, I don't think you could ever truly know what the author intended. It would always be whatever you took it in through your mind, your thought processes. You already knew what mattered to you. Like in the Renaissance, when European culture picked ancient Greek and Roman literature and philosophy back up, it was always them making their interpretation of it. They could never have really known what the author originally truly meant, what the author felt like he didn't even need to say, because he assumed everybody read it would know what he was talking about and think, at least in some terms, the same way he did. The same way for the Arab civilizations who looked after all that knowledge while Europe was going through its dark ages. It wouldn't have got the same thing out of it either.
Are you now, Charlie, looking into the face of someone who lived through all those times that you're now talking about? Who knows? But I'm gonna leave Charlie hang there with Dr. Cretius in a long philosophical discussion, because meanwhile, in a different part of town, we're gonna have some Tremere matters to attend to, aren't we? Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hello.
I mean, you can't be away from the Chantry for too long, can you?
No.
No. Sooner or later.
To be fair, I've got a lot more leeway than a lot of other low-level neonates.
You have
who should live at the Chantry.
Hi, Garwood. Is that what we're saying? But he doesn't.
I'm
either.
guessing there will be a blush of life.
Will there be a blush of
No.
life?
Not
I mean, otherwise,
Not at
you're
the Chantry,
not
no.
That makes sense.
We don't
All
lie
right,
to
well-
each other.
All right, then. So I guess they will know that.
You don't?
Because you're pretty visibly at low humanity, dude.
Yeah, but that's not like... That's that's not like a color grading thing where they can just compare to a chart.
No, it's not. What it is, however, is I mean, it is a little bit of a color grading. The paler you get, so people might pick up on it, particularly because the difference between what you look like in January and what you look like in May is poignant, and for some that difference is.
It's been a rough few months.
It's been, yes, it has been, but this
You're starting to
particular.
develop cheese face.
This particular night in May,
There we go.
There we
I
go.
roused the blood. You
have.
happy?
yes. Well, it's up to you. I'm just saying what the situation might be. But this particular night, as you get to the chantry, this is, you're going to have a clan meeting. It's, set for the regular time, but there's enough space in the evening to be at the chantry and do your other things before that. Or you have some other business at the chantry. We're abstracting this, so, I'm assuming that Kate comes and goes on a regular basis.
She does.
This particular time, in one of the rooms, as you walk by, you will notice Garwood sitting with... He doesn't come to the chantry nearly as often as you do. Since that little moment you had, or was it even from before? You don't know. You didn't know Garwood before you came to Chicago. But between the two of you, you are the more frequent visitor, definitely. But he's sitting with some old tomes, which your occult expertise will certainly recognize, together with a gentleman who I'm gonna just do a thing here. Okay, who is dressed in a very nice business suit, certainly tailor-made. He is tall, dark, handsome, muscular. I mean, the guy has a physique. And just, is that Armani suit? Probably. But he is sitting, bent over the tomes together with Garwood. And as you're walking by, I think Garwood will look up and... Kate, please, let me introduce you. This is Mr. Keaton.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Keaton. I'm sure. Do I recognize who this person is? Are they a member of the clan?
You've never seen him before. He's going to come up and take your hand and shake it.
She'll shake his hand. Just for out of character hours, non-clan members shouldn't be in here, right?
No, this is so the chantry does have a space where you can meet non-clan members, and this is such a space. There's obviously parts of the chantry where only clan members are allowed. But this is outside that. But so this is more of a...
I just imagined the library would be one of those spaces.
Yeah, let's just say that there are libraries and libraries in this place, okay? So
fair enough. No, that's fair
because enough. I'm sure there are other kindred in the city who will come and consult with a Tremere on matters of the mysterious. And you have to have a public front for them, right? So... yes, if you want to read your Aleister Crowley, we have that here too. But if you want to read the real stuff, so, yeah,
I don't know if it may not be the same guy, but we were told that Lucetti, the health inspector we're supposed to get rid of, works for somebody called Keaton.
Yeah.
He is definitely going to put his best foot forward here, and as he presents himself to you, and
would that be
an absolute pleasure to meet you, Miss Kate?
Kate's fine.
Kate's
is
fine?
It
Gordon?
You happen to be. So you are Gordon Keaton.
I am indeed Gordon Keaton.
Garwood makes such interesting friends, doesn't he?
Oh, he certainly does. He certainly does. I will say, and he's gonna, laugh a little bit. I will say that I am not nearly good enough to comment on his art as part of the band, but I do appreciate his guidance here in matters of the unusual, as it were. And he's going to smile very broadly. I have a keen interest in in this subject. And apparently, Mr. de Sable himself has approved of me coming here to learn more about that. I truly appreciate that. It's most gracious. And Garwood will... He's just standing by and nodding. Yeah. Mr. de Sable has in fact approved of this. So I don't know. Right now, I don't know. You know your schedule better than me, says Garwood. But I'm sure sometime maybe Mr. de Sable will ask you to perhaps supervise Mr. Keaton's exploration of these topics.
Anything for the benefit of the clan. I'm interested in Mr. Keaton. Garwood is such a socialite amongst the city. What brought you two together?
Well, we don't really move in the same circles, I have to say. Garwood is great at what he does. I'm more of a businessman myself. Hospitality. And,
of course,
human services. But my connection here has rather gone straight with to Mr. de Sable, you see. Yeah. I am happy to do business with Mr. de Sable in exchange for this, and yeah, we have I'm always open to all sorts of mutually beneficial exchanges.
Yes, we're all trying to support the wellness of the city, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are. We are indeed. Yes, that is what we're looking out for. I'm very sorry that we haven't had the chance to cross paths before, Kate.
Oh, I'm sure your name's been mentioned. In the kindest possible terms, obviously.
Obviously, yes. That must be the case, yeah. I should be upfront. I mean, Garwood already knows, but I am one of these unfortunate souls who can't really say that I have that sort of belonging that you do. I am one of the caitiff. But you know, I have learned a lot over the past few years in the night, and I am trying to improve myself and also to prove myself to the worthies of the city for, as you say, the betterment of all, right? So, yeah, I hope that we will meet again, and that perhaps you and I can do business in different ways. I have some connections here and there.
Oh, I'm aware of the movings in and around the city. I'm glad that you're taking the effort to improve your standing. I would never hold the lack of a sire against a person. The choices in who you associate with are a different matter, but if you're looking to better yourself...
Have a sire, then I just don't have the blood, as it were. Apparently sometimes things go wrong during the embrace, and the blood doesn't transfer as it should.
It is a regrettable condition. Looking over at Garwood, what does it look like he's reading up on?
Well, you have some wits in occult, and it's certainly the mystic arts. Like they are getting into basically hedge magic of different kinds. These are things that
But does it look like there's like a goal? Like, is there a type of ritual they're looking at? I know I'm not looking at all of what Garwood's looking at, but just
right now they're looking up more about the sort of the theory of the hedge magic. So it would be like reading a book on theoretical physics, except it's about thaumaturgy of various kinds.
okay. So it's not anything like it's not like weaponized blood sorcery or tracking or transmutation. It's just theory.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a concrete ritual.
Oh yes.
It's like learning about the basic elements and here's where we are, and there are ley lines, and there's power, and here's the alchemical periodical table, or the equivalent thereof. I don't know enough about hermetic magic as a storyteller, so
No. I'm just trying to get a feel. Like, oh, it's like, is the chapter title like, the effects of concentrated ley lines on Kindred? Or
No,
whatever.
it's more like on the metaphysics of the on the metaphysics of this, let's say.
Fair enough.
It would be most unsettling if it was if the title's just investigating diablerie.
That would be concerning, but it is not.
She's going to look. She's gonna look to Garwood and say, "Would you like any assistance in your research? I'm always happy to help." And, she does mean this honestly. Like, aside from the fact that Keaton's here and Keaton is a target of interest, she does want to help mend bridges with Garwood.
Well, I mean, Garwood, yeah, sure, that would be great. Kate is a great talent for this, Mr. Keaton, absolutely. Gordon, just call me Gordon, please. I guess we can call him Gordon now, can't we? Here's the question. For the social scene here, Kate, it seems to me like you are trying to read between all sorts of subtext lines to find out more about Gordon's motives, aren't you?
I don't think... I'd like to, but also I don't think Gordon's going to tell me anything I actually want to know. At least not in this setting. So I feel like I'm just trying to repair my relationship with Garwood and try to figure out what
Right.
Gordon is going after in Garwood's research. So I'm not reading
Okay.
Gordon. I'm trying to get an understanding of what they're actually going after.
Okay. Well, as I said, that is not hard for you to get. So there's going to be you're going to basically sink a good hour or two. It's going to be a seminar between Garwood, Kate, and Gordon, where Gordon is listening very attentively and asking questions now and again. It's very clear to you that Gordon has absolutely no occult knowledge to speak of. He is an
As he should.
absolute rank amateur here. And unfortunately for you as well, Garwood's occult knowledge.
I imagine Garwood's been a bit lax in his research.
Let's just show you straight away. It's a measly number of dice he has.
Oh my god. How
Okay, if you bestial fail an occult roll, does that mean you summon a demon or something?
This isn't occult research.
No, it's probably just going to be like a possible compulsion for him. But yeah, it's.
Would you like me to roll? To see what
I
I
was
get?
more just illustrating for you as a player that
Yeah.
Garwood is seriously lagging behind you, and
I'm
since
not
you're
putting Garwood down in this situation.
yeah. since you're not actually engaging in social combat here, you don't have to. It's going to be very clear that you know more than he does. And I think Gordon might, in fact, be impressed by that and want to have, more conversations with Kate down the line. And maybe, maybe we can do this more, You noticed his charisma etiquette here. He's a charming fella, isn't he?
He's trying to be.
He's definitely trying to be. We'll see if maybe Kate will develop further relations with this.
It would be a lot easier if I
Kate,
could just tell Gordon, I need you to cut these two people loose, and then...
That's fair. That is
It's fair. A lot easier. It's instead of dealing with all the grunt work of getting rid of two people, just tell the boss to fire them.
And he's going to be like, But, I mean, it's early stages. This is just the first...
Exactly.
First meeting. I'm not going to call it a date because I don't think Kate is interested in such things at this point.
No. And not with an anarch.
Indeed.
Yeah, that actually does make me think about something about what it said about being caitiff. If the sire is of a known clan, and the person that they create ends up caitiff, how would anybody even figure that out at first? Because it's like a subtle difference. It's just like it would just be slightly harder to learn some disciplines and easier for them to learn others. It doesn't seem like something that would be immediately obvious that they haven't bred true.
Something like that, yeah. It's like, why is it so hard for you to learn these disciplines? And also, the clan weakness doesn't ever show, right? So
they wouldn't have one, would they?
They don't.
Yeah.
And that's going to be more obvious in some clans than others, because as a Bruja, obviously you have your anger frenzy that is affected by your Bane. But on the other hand, some Bruja just have developed a lot of willpower, like a lot of resolve and composure, so they're not going to fly off the handle anyway. But if you're Ventrue and you don't have a feeding preference, I mean, that is pretty obvious to the sire.
Yeah.
So
I think she's going to be helpful, but this is more for Garwood's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Is Garwood trying to teach Gordon anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that what this is?
Yes.
But what is he trying to learn?
Occult and thaumaturgy. Well, the basic principles of magic.
Because we don't teach blood magic to outsiders. That's not something that Trivia does ever. So what do you mean by teaching thaumaturgy?
Well, there's hedge magic for mortals, as it were. So
okay,
at this point,
we can't use that.
Point, no, I know, but there is, but Gordon might not know. He's being introduced to the principles of magic, and so far it's just a theoretical seminar. And
okay, so this is like an intro into
it's an intro course into
history of magic in mortal terms,
exactly.
Not like the actual history of blood magic.
No.
In the clan.
He's going to learn about John Dee, the alchemical traditions of the Middle Ages, all those things that are sort of the public faces of what used to be the Order of Hermes, probably still is the Order of Hermes. And if you scratch beyond that, I mean, obviously, as a vampire, you're never going to be able to do the type of magic that human mages do. But some of the work that the human mages have done have filtered out into the popular unconscious, subconscious, and into the public space. Much like vampire lore is something that you can pick up. You can go to a library and read about vampires, and a lot of it's going to be misleading, obviously. But if you are interested in learning about vampire myths, you can go down to a library and read about it, and you can take courses about it and stuff like that. So this is basically what you're doing for Gordon. I would like Kate to roll a what do we have here? Because you are curious about him, aren't you? Wits and insight check to get some kind of impression about, what Gordon is about as a person. What is going on behind his charming mask? Because I don't think that Kate would not try to find out that.
Yeah,
Right?
it does seem. Yeah, this is. Okay.
That, unfortunately, is not going to be enough.
I will re-roll.
All right.
See whether I can get anything
The
good.
guy is a poker face. He's a very charming poker face. That is not going to be enough either.
That's fine.
He is incredibly good at keeping the charming side up. Maybe he
That's
is
fine.
just nice and charming.
He's an anarch in a Tremere Chantry. He's doing something.
He is doing, yeah, that's fair. He's doing something. But what is he doing?
Like his inherent presence is inherently suspicious. I guess Kate is definitely like she's going to help out, but then she is going to want to talk to DeSabler about this because right now she's got a conflict of interest.
That makes sense. Maybe we should, in fact, go straight to that conversation. I was going to go to you, Tony, but I feel like this is like wall to wall here because,
It's fine. I think what Kate and Charlie here are doing is a bit goated. I'm loving it.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Because I think she's going to go straight to DeSable after having been done with Gordon, right?
Yeah. Like, she'll help out for, like, a while, and then leave Garwood and Gordon to talk. But then she'll go to, DeSabler.
Yep. Well, DeSable has his office, of course. A study, really. Though I'm sure there's got to be an alchemical lab somewhere on Tremere Grounds,
There's
right?
probably several.
So, yeah. I mean, you have your are your summoning circles in the basement or in the attic? I don't know yet. It's interesting that this chantry is.
She's
is
got
such
one ritual, and that can be used at like a desk. So
yeah. No, it's just how I imagine Tremere chantries to be set up because the mechanics of the blood magic doesn't always require summoning circles and things like that. So
no, sometimes it just requires a little bit of time and desk space.
yeah, exactly. But DeSable will, of course, be quite pleased to see you. And, Miss Peretti, please come in.
Thank you. She's going to close the door behind her.
Yes, I trust you fare well these
I
nights?
do. I just wanted to confirm that the presence of Gordon is, with your permission,
It is indeed.
in the chantry.
Regent Nikolai has decided that we are going to extend certain favors to Mr. Keaton in exchange for his favors to us. It's going to be, well, we'll see how far exactly we're going to introduce him into the ways of arcane lore. But at this point, he is simply starting out.
I understand.
He is an eager student.
After hearing your name had been given to permit it, I did assist Garwood in their introduction to a more formal education.
Perhaps you should take over that duty from Garwood.
I will do whatever the clan requires of me, but it does bring a conflict.
Oh,
As only a few nights ago I was tasked by the sheriff with dealing with some of Mr. Gordon's assets.
ah, yes. Mr. Keaton is a person who has shall we say, slightly different social circle than us, doesn't he?
Yes. And I need to know which way I need to move.
Well, since we are teaching him, we can expect future favors in return. We don't want to antagonize him. But perhaps you can fulfill the requests of Mr. Balthazar through more subtle means.
So I am not to hold off, but do it quietly.
If you complete a task that would aggravate Mr. Keaton, then perhaps it would be a good idea to make sure that Mr. Keaton does not have any leads leading back to yourself. I do understand that you are part of a coterie and have been for, well, since you entered the city, yes?
Yes, they are talented but unsubtle.
Perhaps you can use that unsubtlety for your own advantage this time.
Of course. In that case,
Bruja are known for
wanted-
violence, are they not?
I'm sorry?
Bruja are known for violence, are they not?
They are, but predictability is not a common trait in neonates, unfortunately.
In that clan, you are, I would agree.
In that case, I will leave you to your studies.
Indeed, Miss Brady. Until next clan meeting.
Of course. She's going to leave.
Well, let's get to Tony! What have I decided for Tony for tonight? Just misery. Wait, what? No, not just misery. I'm nice. I just give my players the funnest and nicest and best and...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Who knows?
Oh yes, this is great. Everything is fine. It's a night in May. You are in a park. It's all fine, right? Yes, it's great here. Everything is great. And let me have a look at my notes again because I remember everything off the top of my head. Right. Oh, there we go. You are in a park, probably along the shoreline, and you've been just recently feeding, essentially, which means that I'm gonna roll for your resonance, vessel temperament. Let's see if you get any. Fleeting. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's something useful.
What kind of temperament is it? The resonance. It is phlegmatic. That is probably not very useful for you.
What's phlegmatic again?
Oh, why is everything hidden here? Oh. There we go. Phlegmatic is, I think it's good for obfuscate and things like that, if I remember correctly.
Obfuscate enough, like anything else, or just obfuscate?
Phlegmatic is the one that is when you're feeling, down. It's like lazy, apathetic, calm, controlling, sentimental, associated with the element of water and intuition. And Auspex and Dominate is the two disciplines that are enhanced by that. So absolutely useless for you. But you will hear something from the nearby park. What do you do?
What do I exactly hear?
You didn't hear that? I'll play it again.
Oh, a wolf?
Yeah. And then...
I guess hearing that, I'll be like, okay, guess a stray dog. And I guess I'll...
Then
try
you
and
hear
leave
shots.
Oh. Well, shit, this isn't my fight. I'm leaving.
Very well. Good idea, Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just because I'm a brewhog doesn't mean I have to get into every fight in the city.
You can get into every fight in the city. You love to get into every fight in the city, don't you? No?
I mean, I like to get fights that, like, advance my objectives, you know?
That makes sense.
But I mean, if some, like, random, like, guys are just shooting each other that aren't, like, you know, immediately, like, my problem, then I don't really give a shit. Plus, it's Chicago, man. Like, you hear gunshots all the time.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
Like, Chicago in the 90s, Tony probably wouldn't even flinch. He'd just be like, oh.
Yeah. The sequence of sounds is first the howls, then the shot, and then a scream in absolute abject horror, and then absolute silence.
Yeah, like honestly,
Some more
Tony
howls,
would probably
perhaps.
be more... Tony's emotions at that sequence of events would probably be more confusion about the stray dog.
That makes sense. Well, yeah. So you will leave the area, and that's a good idea, because then you don't have to be there when other cops come around, do you?
Another thing, yeah, like other people might call the cops, like...
They might.
Well, that was quick.
That was a close call.
Tony got this close to having a really bad night.
Yep. we had a little bit of a cameo here, but Tony didn't take the bait because that wouldn't make sense for him to do so, which is probably a good thing for him this time, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, I like to think that it's also partially because of the apathy he's gained from drinking the phlegmatic blood.
That makes sense, actually. That works really well.
Just like he hears all that and just like shrugs and walks away.
Yeah, he's just not feeling it tonight, right? Well, when you get back to Pilsen, you know, you will meet up with, I guess, how about, you haven't met with Sarah for a while, have you?
No.
Yeah, here she is. Doing her thing. Hey, Tony, what's up?
I've been doing good, Hugh.
Not too bad. You know how it goes.
Yeah. How's your husband Rico?
Well, he's alright. Trying to make ends meet like the rest of us, one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
You're still in the life, huh? When was the last time you met Sarah?
I'm gonna say we meet every like couple months. You know,
Okay.
sometimes less, sometimes more. You know, Tony's a busy guy. What with especially now. Especially now.
Yeah, so I mean, there's been some recent activities in Pilsen for the Latin Kings to deal with in terms of, you know, gang stuff, because we remember how you were getting involved in that and things, but I don't know how much Sarah knows about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess Tony probably wouldn't really bring it up unless Sarah mentioned it. Probably Tony would just try to, you know, keep it casual, be friendly, you know. Just like gossip, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about like, how's this, how's that.
She will do small talk. Let's see now. Her connection to you as a touchstone is that she is, I mean, do whatever it takes to defend the crew. Which means that she'll do some ugly things every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I think Tony would also, you know, what with that that conviction, would also like occasionally help Sarah out with things, you know. Maybe send her money, maybe do like favors for her, just things.
Yeah, she appreciates that, but she doesn't. Well, she kind of appreciates that, but she also doesn't appreciate that because, you know, she is your hermana and she is taking care of her. What is it? How is that said in Spanish? Hermanito, right? You are hermano. But you're also hermanito, aren't you? Isn't I don't know exactly how that's pronounced in Spanish.
Look, it's been a while since I've been learning Spanish, but like I get what you're saying. Like the
Yeah,
little
you're,
brother,
you're the
yeah.
little brother, so she's supposed to take care of you, not the other way around. So, yeah, you know what? I think is she sharing your gangster life, or has she tried to get out of it?
I'm gonna say, while she was in the gangster life, she's trying like to get out of it, pretty much.
Okay.
She wants out of that life.
Yeah. Um.
And wants Tony out of that life too. Before he ends up dead. Well, I guess she's a little bit late on the draw on that one.
Yep. Yeah, she's worried. And she has that look about her, like she's looking at you and she's like, I'm worried about you, little brother. You don't smile like you used to. And this shit that's going on in the neighborhood right now, things are spilling over, man. This is not good. I mean, we're gonna get 5-0 down here.
I appreciate that your concern, but it's fine, really.
It's
I have
not
things
fine. If you get my kids in trouble, I'm not gonna they talk about Uncle Tony all the time. They look up to you. You understand?
And at that, Tony just like stays quiet for a bit.
Do you want this life for your nephew and niece?
No, I don't. And look, I've been doing a few jobs here and there. Okay.
I know.
Soon.
What do you think? I'm blind?
look, just give me time, and I can make sure that they won't ever have to do the shit that we have to do. That they can even get out of this neighborhood.
She's just, looking at you with that sort of, yeah, now you're giving me more bullshit again, because I've heard it all before.
And, Tony, gets kind of pissed at this a little bit and just says, you know what? I'm not going to fight you on this.
Good. You fix things. You hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Now sit your ass down and have some chili. Yeah, she can switch like that, Just hold you really... she always did that when you were growing up, too. Just hold you to account and trying to protect you from all the things. And then flip on a coin and be just lovely family who takes care of you.
Yeah. And Tony, he's happy with these moments, but, they're also the moments when he feels most guilty about his actions.
Which seems... reasonable. Alright, let's check in with the entire coterie, because I know that some of you had plans to do things about, let's say, Keaton's assistants, and, a whole bunch of other things. So, I feel like it's time to let all of you have a chance to say something about your ambitions, coordinated or otherwise.
Okay. Assuming we're all back at the Haven?
I mean, sooner or later, you're a coterie, so sooner or later you meet together in some fashion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, obviously it'd be best if we dealt with the situation quietly and quickly. We don't want this to spiral out or become a gang war.
I'm willing to smoke a cop if necessary, but I agree. It'd be a lot more convenient to do things without blood.
Yes. In this case, do we know if they're ghouls or humans?
You don't.
Was that part
actually.
of the info? That wasn't part of the information we got?
That was not part of the
Charlie
information.
will just say in response to that we don't know nearly enough about this. We need to know everything we can about these two people, what they're doing and why they're doing it. And then only then we'll be able to judge what we should do.
Where they hang out?
I do have an idea. Maybe we head to their homes, break in, try and find something in there.
Do you have a way to track down where they live?
Well, didn't they give us files?
Yeah, they give you files.
Probably include addresses where they live.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what information do we have? That's probably a good place to start.
You have... they've done what they could to find out... what they could, or how much they decided to ask themselves, I guess. To find out about these guys' routines, addresses, things like that. The fact that, once you get the name of someone, the legal name of someone, tracking them down gets that much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, this much about them. Let me get into that. There we go. So, Vic Medina the cop, he lives in Cicero. Apparently, he, hangs around bookies a lot. But, you know, a bungalow in Cicero is not terrible. Which is probably not strange for, you know, a middle-aged cop on the force. He has some money, right? You know, you earn something when you've advanced in the ranks. Doc Lucetti lives in a high-rise condo on the north side because, as the health inspector, who is suspected of taking kickbacks, he can afford a higher state of living than maybe Medina can.
The health inspector?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was
So
that?
they
Where
take
does he live?
bribes.
What was that?
Where does
near
Chetty live?
near north side. So yeah.
Okay. In that case, both of them have vices we can use. Patrol officer, we get them to make a series of risky bets. It's not hard with our mental abilities. When they fall through, they're broke, destitute. It'll be a lot easier to get them to move on, change precincts, stage a break-in at their house, just take all their stuff. They'll need to move.
Shame
Health
Ivy's not
inspector.
still around. He probably bribed loads of health inspectors in his time.
Maybe. I don't feel like Ivy cared much about those sort of businesses. He seemed more like a stock sort of person rather than a front of house business. The health inspector, I mean, it probably wouldn't be difficult to find someone that he's helped shut down because they couldn't pay. Get them in the same room. Things happen.
A couple of other things we should consider is what's the most humane solutions we can possibly find to this? There may be ways that we can come out of this where not only we don't have to destroy people, where this could end up looking like even we've done them a good turn. Also, we need to consider the reaction of the anarchs. We don't need them trying to beat up any more of us. He looks at Tony, and ideally some way that
And Tony does
they
scowl.
can't even. One possibility is they don't even know we had any involvement. Other than that, a possibility that somehow we do it so they can't be ideologically mad at us. Somehow what we do is somehow liberationary.
That
So
seems like a lot of effort. We could just bankrupt these people and be done with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna break into Officer Medina's house.
To be fair, it's probably best to do that after they've made a series of bad bets. For example, they spend money gambling, they lose much more than they want to. They come home, find their house has been burgled. What do?
anyway, Medina should be easier because we've got street contacts. We can see what our criminal friends say about Medina. If he's corrupt, if he's honest, if he's excessively violent, and that can give us some guidance.
If he's associated with the anarchs, I can't imagine he's entirely clean. We could probably find something in there.
We don't know why why they're doing anything for the Anarchs. Maybe they bribed, maybe they corrupt, maybe they've been blackmailed, maybe they're ideologically on board with the cause, maybe they're being coerced in some other way. As I say, we don't know enough.
Well,
we know we need to take them out.
we're not going to achieve anything by just sitting here and talking about it all day.
No, but we need to move unified. Causing mess is what attracted the attention towards you, Tony. We did what we were doing too loudly.
Would we be prepared to have any contact with the Anarchs as part of this? Possibly some of us could go who aren't Tony, could go along to some of their meetings or some of their hangout spots and just see what we could learn. Maybe talk them out of dropping Medina and Chete. And then what was asked of us is done and nobody is mad at us.
I feel like that's a lot of risk to whoever goes there.
I think
One person recognizes you as a spy.
Charlie, what the fuck are you talking about?
it might be possible that if the Camarilla went to the Anarchs saying we want you to get rid of these people, the Anarchs might hold on to them tighter just out of spite.
Also, we serve the Camarilla. We do not represent them or speak with their authority. That's why I'm saying we do this through mortal methods. Gambling debts, a break-in, an anonymous tip to... We have... I don't want to call in the prince's attention, but we do have contacts within the police.
Yes.
Who we could reach out to get an internal investigation in.
That guy
on the corrupt inspector.
And if all else fails, I mean, there's plenty of reason why a mortal would want to take out a police officer.
Yeah, that guy, I could try to inveigle myself into the company of the guy who's a gambler and encourage his gambling, maybe? If you suggested that, Kate. So I could do that, maybe, meet him at the off track and kind of encourage his...
Do you believe you could do that? Subtly?
Yes, yeah, I could do it subtly.
Even if he was
Although this could backfire horribly. If the
it
reason
could.
he's working for the Anarchs is he's got a massive gambling debt, and then we make his gambling debt even bigger.
Well, it could... it could backfire, but it's... I could try to...
Look, this seems like the best option to go for, and plus,
Yeah,
we
like
still
if
have a backup plan.
he doesn't know me at all, so I could try to befriend him and try to, maybe he'll confess some secrets or whatever. I don't know.
That seems very hopeful.
Yeah,
Let's just
but
aim for these simple, easy to get targets before we start going for anything else.
That would be like the.
You all are talking about assembling the fucking Apollo spaceship before you even make the fucking wheel.
There's no wheels on the Apollo spaceship.
I'm talking about just the general scale of things in engineering.
Let's
Chris?
Focus. It's good to focus.
Yes, I'll just try to befriend.
If one of you can collect credible information against the health inspector that says they're getting bribed, that shows them getting bribed, we can put that to whatever internal policy that their agency uses as an anonymous tip, and then hopefully That will sort itself out quickly. If it doesn't, we can use more drastic measures, but let's use the mechanisms available. If you could somehow find out if he has gambling, if you want to ingratiate yourself and see how much he's in the hole, that's a good thing to start. Try not to learn secrets, but gamblers may not like to talk about their gambling debts, but they're much more likely to do it at a racetrack.
Yes, or at a... Do we know what he likes to bet on?
Not yet, no. I mean,
Okay, we
horses
need to find
probably,
out.
because that's what bookies usually go with.
Do we also know this health inspector? What kind of health inspector? Does he do like restaurants, tenement buildings, industrial?
He does, let's see now. It's gonna be hotels and motels, and, let's get some rolls going here. Let's go. We need some rolls, because you are, because we can abstract this, right? This is, like, not just a coterie meeting. This is how the coterie is planning for the month, as it were, right?
Yeah, and as we're doing this, like, we can... Individually, it takes us a long time to do a project, but as a collective, we can probably work a lot faster.
Exactly. So let's have a look here. We have all sorts of interesting backgrounds that we can use, except for Chris, who, in fact, maybe I don't know how would Chris approach this to make himself, learn more about the subjects that you are in fact pursuing.
I guess I would, start somewhere. So, go to go to the tracks and try to build up a reputation myself as being a bit of a gambler, as kind of a legend.
Right, so this will be a charisma subterfuge check, obviously, because you are trying to basically do spy stuff, aren't you?
No, all I'm doing right now is just establishing myself as a gambler. I don't know if that's heavy spy stuff.
I mean, you could just go to We've got to find out where he gambles before you start trying to role play in a random casino.
No, but I'm trying to, so that when I do meet him and he looks me up, he says, "Oh yeah, this is a guy who does gamble. He's known for gambling." That's the kind of idea.
I don't think there's a database
of gamblers.
But there's street talk.
Okay. Right now, you should the aim is to do this completely normally. You don't want to be the focus of attention. You just want to be someone who's supporting his habits.
Yes.
Look. All right, Jan, Roger, is there something in the air in the British Isles or some shit?
What?
What?
What are you smoking, dude? Both of you.
I don't think
I've got an idea
crazy.
to help with that. I have a tracking stone. If one of you place it on his person, place it in the bottom of his bag if he takes his bag everywhere. Or if he takes it other places, we'll be able to see. I'll be able to know where he goes.
Yeah, and we have to find out at least which types of places he likes to frequent before we can do that. Right? So how do we find out? No, because
we know he works as a beat cop. So the easiest thing we could do right now is make a call to our contacts in the tower and see if they could get us the information of what. Actually, that's a question. Is the precinct that he works for in part of the dossier?
Yes, of course.
Is it because he's a beat cop, does it have his area?
Yeah. I mean, he's not a beat cop per se. He is a patrol officer, which means that he is, at this point, he is the sergeant of the watch. So he's moved on from the streets to coordinate the patrol officers, basically.
Okay, so we know where he is. He's at the station.
He's a man with enough power to direct patrol officers away from places that people don't want to have scrutiny.
So right now, we just need someone who is stealthy enough to put this rock in his car. In his personal car. And then I'll be able to know where he's going.
Huh.
At that
wonder
point, when
who
we
will
know where
do
he's
that.
going, Chris can ingratiate himself with
Yes, I like
with
this plan.
the specific venue that he gambles at, just so he's not out of the blue. But remember, a lot of this is probably going to be happening during daytime, or at least early evening.
Yeah, so the one thing I can set running immediately is I can call around my criminal contacts and see what they think of Sergeant Medina.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to do.
And
Indeed.
who out of the group is stealthy enough to drop something in a police thing?
Hi. Howdy.
We have Chris has 6 stealth altogether, and Tony has 5.
But I have pretty high celerity. How about Chris?
You also have you have fleetness too. So you can add your celerity to non-combat dexterity tests like sneaking. But Chris, he also has fleetness, so he can also do that. So yeah, the best sneak around you is in fact Chris, your new Toreador friend.
To be fair, you can both do it. One as a lookout, one as a placer.
Let's coordinate. Let's team up.
Very well.
Because once we have that, like, the only information we really need is where he's gambling. Because that means one of us can start getting in being friendly with him and buying him drinks and placing a few bets on the same thing and commiserating failed bets.
Yes, exactly.
And hopefully get him talking about, does he owe money to anyone?
Yeah.
He may be very reticent to talk about that with a stranger, but after a little bit of time, I'm sure you'll be able to ingratiate yourself, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm going to call this test for Chris a challenging dexterity stealth check, which requires 4 successes, but you get a bonus die for Tony helping out, creating distractions, or being a lookout. And if you want to invoke your fleetness, you get your bonus of 2 more dice for your celerity, which puts you to you will succeed by taking half. So
yes, I will do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Tony creates a distraction.
Yep, that makes
Right.
sense.
Tony is distracting to cops.
Tony
I
is a
just
distracting
like-
man.
Just go like, hey, right here! Fucking pop off a few shots.
That makes sense.
No, what the fuck are you doing?
That's not a distraction. That's getting yourself arrested. I was thinking of, like, asking them have they seen your dog or something,
Well, I am despised. Okay, that's literally my thing.
He is despised.
But all the cops don't have photographic memory and know who all of them hate.
No, the despised thing here, to be precise, is subtract
What?
2 dice from dice pools attempting to convince a neutral actor to support you politically or do you a favor. So in this case, this despised group, it's almost going to work to your favor because you have like your gangland colors and everything. So the cops are going to be distracted by you precisely because they don't like you, and they won't have necessarily anything on you. They won't have anything to arrest you with.
right.
But in this case, the despised flow works to your advantage in that sense. They will want to hassle you and want to dress you down and check your pockets for all the contraband and where did you get this gun, which you're not carrying because you're going to get frisked. So you don't want to be written up on illegal gun possession and whatnot. So yeah, Chris is planting the bloodstone in I mean, we're abstracting this. This takes, over a matter of weeks and such. You're going to be able to identify Sergeant Medina's private vehicle. You can put the bloodstone in there and track it. Why don't we have Goldtooth Charlie roll a charisma streetwise plus all your criminal contacts? That's going to give... we don't even have to roll here, do we? Because you have 3 of those, and you haven't used them for anything else. So, charisma streetwise, that's 5... plus your criminal contacts, that's another 3. That gives us 8. That's 4 successes when taking half. You're gonna get the lowdown on Medina here, from your connections, Charlie. It is Medina has a wife and 2 kids actually. But even as he's almost never there. He's a deadbeat dad apparently, because he spends his late nights hanging around the bookies, going to the racetracks, betting on horses, getting deep in the hole with them, and when he doesn't do that, he's drinking with other cops. And yeah. So far, he hasn't been picked up by Internal Affairs, but he is definitely on the payroll of, some of the sex trade in the city. He is paid to look the other way and allow the street girls the brothels are. He's basically guarding the brothels from police scrutiny at this point.
I have 2 ideas. Would you like to hear them?
Do we know?
Says with an increasing sense of dread.
Do we know?
All right, so hold on. My idea now with them having a family is, all right, we go along with the robbery plan, and it might actually help our chances that he wants to leave because, he thinks, like his family could have been killed there. We won't obviously, shoot them. But it's the implication that, his family might be killed if he continues to stay in Chicago.
We can also now play it to our advantage a lot better. Now that we know that he is corrupt, we have our own assets within the police force. We can use this to get one of them promoted. Helps us, hurts them. And it's all mortal.
Here's the interesting twist. I think one of you at least will know this. Let's see. Who has the best intelligence politics score here?
Probably me.
That might be Charlie or... It's Charlie or Kate. I think you have the same level.
Yeah, I've got 5 dots.
Yeah, Charlie does do.
Yep.
So either one of you, I guess. That would be 2 successes.
I'm happy for Charlie to have this.
Well, it's only 2 successes, which isn't a whole lot. So I'm actually gonna have to ask one of you to roll. One of you can roll, and the other one is assisting and giving you a bonus die. How about that? Then we get
Charlie.
Then we actually have 3 successes in total. Okay, with 3 successes in total, I'm gonna give it for you. Half. Give it half. So we're at. Well, I am overthinking things sometimes. That's never happened before, right? Okay, you will know one thing. Loden has given orders to, as a law in the city for the Camarilla, that no one shall have influence over the police.
Aside from him.
Aside from him.
Well, in that case, we could just pass on the evidence to...
It's not an official law, but it is... I mean, you heard from Davenport. You had him in your coterie. And you have gained... So, Loden's laws, number 3, Neither should you attempt to create contacts or retainers among the police of this city. They are my domain as well. So, press and police are Lodin's domains.
In this case, since the fact that this police officer is a retainer of an anarch,
Yeah.
does that make them fair game according to the laws?
Well, it means that the Anarch has done something bad, doesn't it? So we need to correct this police.
But to be fair, this was all brought together. Like, this information was
It must be
supplied to
fair
us
game
by
because
the sheriff.
Yeah, Sheriff and Ballard are also quite aware, so he must be fair game.
Well,
It
no,
could be
but
that
if,
Lodin has.
If they had the ability to just snap their fingers and solve this, why give it to us?
Maybe it's a test of you.
That seems unwise.
What about we modify the plan a bit, that we still get somebody close to him to like become his friend, but rather than just like finding out about who his gambling debt, we go for the one stage further and try and find out who's pulling his strings, exactly how and what the deal is.
How would you find that out?
Yeah, I don't know if he
We're
just.
going to have somebody who's going to become his friend. We could get him to either get him to trust him enough to willingly spill it, or just like either be relaxed enough or drunk enough to give it up without necessarily thinking it through.
Yeah, but we also don't know whether this is any masquerade breach. We don't know whether he is scared of a monster or a person.
Yeah, I still think my plan was a lot better.
Didn't you want to threaten his children?
Yeah.
This guy clearly doesn't care about his children because he's never home, so that's not the best plan.
That's true.
Like,
Also, threatening a cop's children is very likely to get all of them riled up.
like,
What? Just a little bit, maybe.
Just a smidge.
I think if we move subtle enough and make it look like a mortal issue that he ran because of debts to mortals, then the anarchs, well, if he has debts to anarchs as well, they can't be angry at us if we move subtle enough.
Honestly, the easiest, and I don't mean to sound callous, but the easiest way to solve the other one, the health inspector, is to get them, throw them down a flight of stairs. They don't need to die, but they'll maintain a serious injury that will put them out for a few months.
It was Ivy who met the trade union boss, wasn't it?
Yes.
None of us knew any of them.
Nope.
I don't think, none of us met any of Ivy's contacts. In this case, the main thing is, if we can, the health inspector, the easiest solution I can think of is Tony and someone with mental abilities finds the inspector while they're inspecting a place, pushes them down the stairs, breaks something non-lethal but will take many months to heal, and wipes their memory of the incident. They'll think they lost the memory in the concussion and the fall, and they're out of the picture for a significant portion of time.
Well, I mean,
Idea.
Charlie's...
Wait a minute. If we're doing mind manipulation, so many other options become available.
I'm
What about
talking
if we
about just erasing the memory of being pushed down the stairs,
I mean,
not
maybe we
mind
could,
control.
maybe we could stage a stage a robbery at his house instead.
Charlie, some of your criminal contacts will obviously come back to you about this too, because let's see now. I don't think that Tony has access to his criminal contacts at the moment because they're all busy doing his dirty jobs in the street, right? For projects. But Charlie still has access to his. So, Lucetti, this is some of the stuff that you will get on him. He is apparently divorced, spends his evenings in Italian clubs, social clubs, part of, well, not necessarily Little Italy as such. But he also goes to escort bars. He does have a habit for soliciting the services of the sex trade. So where Medina is protecting certain brothels, Lucetti is a customer, and it turns out that these overlap. It's actually the same place.
Subtle.
Very subtle. That makes things a bit easier, yeah. We could use that as dirt on him.
I'm sure someone is using that as dirt already.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, get him fired.
Could we see whether this is a Kindred front?
You can absolutely investigate that. Oh, yeah.
And should we try and figure out exactly what they're doing for the Anarchs and how this whole bit of the scheme works? For our own knowledge, even if we never pass it back to the Camarilla, what we find out, just so that we're more aware of the state of things.
Why would we not pass on information back to the Camarilla, Charlie?
Yeah, is there something you want to talk about? Something you want to confess, maybe?
Maybe they wouldn't even want to know.
I did not say that.
I was fucking around.
I understand you care a lot for making sure that the monsters that we are tries not to show through too much. But sympathy for the Anarchs is going to get many people killed. I'm sure you're aware of this. I just don't want those people to be us.
The more we know about what is actually going on, maybe the better we can get out of the way of whatever might be coming.
Possibly. It's always good to be more informed than not. But we are on a side. We are not neutral. Right?
Maybe we can achieve what we've been set to achieve without making it too obvious we're on that side.
No, it's pretty obvious at this point.
I don't want it looking like we are attached to this event at all. But we are Camarilla aligned.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct?
And I guess as long as the prince likes us, that is the quickest passage to a quiet life.
That seems to be what you want. A quiet, stable life in a stable city. Switching allegiances doesn't get you that.
As Tony has already found out, having the Anarchs pissed at you doesn't exactly end peacefully either. Anyway, we can do this without attracting any higher. So that's the way we go.
Yeah, the whole idea is that we're going to do this via mortal methods, so it looks like their mortal bad habits caught up with them, and that way the anarchs don't have any
They've lost
reason.
assets. They
But-
haven't been attacked. That's what we want
Yes.
them to think.
Yes.
Kate's gonna look at Charlie because he didn't answer that question.
Charlie, speaking of, the name of this place is called the Crimson Room.
Least obvious vampire front.
Least obvious vampire front ever.
Would this be a politics role or an investigation role to see if it's a vampire front?
Wait, this wasn't the place where Charlie was made, is it?
You know, now that you ask, yes, it was.
Oh God! Flashbacks.
Well, I guess that answers the question.
We don't know this.
No, you don't. But Charlie
I'm
might
trying to wake it.
take a beat or two as he thinks on this.
And Charlie is deep in thought and still pointedly not answering any more questions.
Fair enough. Kate doesn't have a problem with you having sympathies, as long as they're just that, sympathies and not traitorous behavior. But it's fine.
I think the quickest way to deal with the health inspector would be to either, report like the whole thing or, stage a robbery. I mean, there's plenty of people who would want to break into his home and, rough him up a little.
Okay. Do you believe you could pull off a mortal robbery without leaving evidence?
Without leaving evidence, that would be investigation related, I'm going to argue. I mean, oh wait, larceny. Larceny, lots of larceny, which...
Larceny gets you in. Investigation covers your tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this also, the whole robbery thing creates a sort of double-headed problem. If we're trying to do this with mortal methods, but also if they need to know this is to do with them doing their corrupt stuff and we'd really like them to stop, there's no way to square that circle. If they know this was because of shit they've been up to, then it reveals that somebody is onto what's going on.
To be fair, from what you've gathered, it seems like they've got a pretty bad reputation already. So, if it's found out that they're taking bribes, it's a fair assessment that people would think they're keeping those bribes at home and not in their bank. So it'd make them a plausible target for generic break-in.
Exactly.
The problem is, we could do that like now. Like, we could break into their house right now and cause all of this. The thing is, that doesn't necessarily, unless we severely injure them in a way that doesn't kill them, it's not going to break their usefulness to the anarchs.
You could,
if we could get that information, like if we could do the break-in, and while we're doing that, possibly find the blackmail material or something similar, that could give them time to reconsider while they're in hospital recovering.
Then how about we do that? That seems like a pretty solid plan.
Or what about if for just now we just keep it stealthy? We start watching Crimson Room, or somebody else can start watching the Crimson Room who won't be recognised there, and just
You've
see
got good
what
contacts there, Charlie.
And Charlie will
Would you be
just come.
recognised?
Yeah, my first night as a vampire was there.
Ah.
And at this
So, yeah.
point, the entire
So
coterie
can you
looks at him.
confirm if it's a front? I'm sure you looked into it.
I just ran out the window and never looked back. But yeah, from everything I saw there, she runs that place.
She?
Yeah, who's she? Elaborate.
He's looking up his notes. Give him a second.
Yeah.
You can't just drop that bombshell on us, motherfucker. Who's she?
Called herself Madam Zinsky.
Okay, now that I've got a name, could I roll politics?
You can. Let's see if you get enough successes. 4 successes is not, in fact, going to be enough. You've never heard of this
I will
person.
re-roll then.
What? Just like that?
Why not?
Damn.
Six successes is a lot. Dang it! Why do you have to
We're in downtime, baby.
Yeah, we're in downtime. This is very hard. Okay. Madam Zinsky. Where would you have heard of that name before? Let's see. I don't want to go into, like, nearly impossible territory for this roll. But six successes.
It's cruel
seems
to
like
adjust the difficulty after the roll's made.
6 successes seems like enough, doesn't it? So, Anarch affiliate?
So not an Anarch?
Well, yeah, I think that's actually a good way of putting it, honestly, because, let's face it, let's see now, is she even on Loden's list? I don't think she is.
I looked, she's not.
She's not, right?
And how do you spell it?
I can spell it for you. So, but you must have heard the name. How do you have you heard the name in politics here? I'm trying to come up with a rationale for how.
Oh, I'm imagining that, like, during the Tremere meetings, like, there is discussion of movers in the city.
This is true. Yes, it must have been during a Tremere meeting. That actually makes sense. Yes.
Like, because they do care a lot about politics because they have so few members.
This is true. Yes.
Like, their political power is one of their main things.
Yes, this is a good rationale. I agree completely. So, Madame Zinsky, yeah, she's a madame, like literally. She runs brothels, and she uses those brothels to further the Anarch cause. Though, apparently, she doesn't attend a whole lot of Anarch meetings, so she's more of a sort of a grey eminence among them.
So the next obvious question is, how exactly do brothels further the Anarch cause? I'm missing something here, like how do these dots line up?
The clientele.
Easy place. I mean, it's easy place to get money and blood.
And dirt on the customers, like Lucetti.
Yeah. It's trifecta
anyone
criminal enterprises.
Yeah, if she can supply high-end escort girls to powerful people, they can get a lot of dirt on those powerful people who do not want their, shall we say, tastes to become common. Also, it's technically illegal to make use of escort services in 1991, as far as I remember. So, just being caught in the act with a prostitute, regardless of your tastes, is compromising. You have to go. I don't know how the moral situation, the moral culture is around sex trade in the Netherlands. We know it's legal in like the Amsterdam Red District, right? But I don't know if high-end politicians in Holland go to such places. I have no idea what the political culture is like. But here in Chicago, it's both politically suicide and career ender and criminal, so you can actually end up in court because of it. So there's a whole bunch of ways that you could leverage that if you want to do that as a brothel owner for your own political power and influence.
So what you're saying,
an idea that comes to mind here is, do we want to go for a third blackmail file? We've already got 2, we could steal a third.
I don't think blackmail will work in this scenario.
I'm thinking we
Mainly
just ruined
because,
the career.
No, but he's got blackmail from one party telling him to do something, and they've got a lot of blackmail and access to it.
I don't mean as part of just trying to deal with these 2 people. I mean the master blackmail file, just having it for the sake of having it.
Oh yeah, like if we get a blackmail file on this guy, great. I just don't feel blackmail will be useful, mainly because we've got one party telling him to do stuff with the blackmail, and if we tell him to do the opposite with the exact same blackmail, what's he going to do?
The entire blackmail file. Everything they've gathered from this brothel.
Oh, you want to go after that? That will definitely anger the entire anarch community.
That's way too loud. We can't do that.
What? We can do that. I don't think it's wise. And also, we have no idea how powerful this Madam Zinsky is. If you want us to, at some other point, help you investigate this person to see what they know about what happened to you, that is something I believe we'd be able to help with. But I don't believe we should cross missions right now.
Goldtooth, just as a we're connecting dots here and you're discussing all this and their cogwheels are moving in your head. I mean, Charlie is an highly intelligent kindred, after all. So you know who your sire is, which is obviously Madam Zinsky, right? But this connects Gordon Keaton to her brothel somehow. So how is Gordon Keaton connected to Madame Zinsky? And he is supposedly a caitiff as well. Because you were told this by Sheriff and Ballard, weren't you? So it appears, Charlie, that you have of at least 2 other caitiff in the city by now. Has Kate told the others that you've met Gordon at the Tremaine Chantry at all? Or is this a well-guarded... Okay, that's a clan secret, so... Which makes sense,
the fact that the clan is working, or at least assisting, an anarch at all is not something that she wants to be the source of.
Well, I mean, I think DuSable's view on the whole assisting part is we are co-opting an anarch and going to use them against, it's an obvious power play.
The more that information gets spread around, the less successful that mission can possibly be.
Absolutely. So, I can see how she wouldn't want to spread that.
There does seem to be a thing here that Madam Zinsky doesn't breed true. So is she like the caitiff factory? We're off the caitiff in this city because of her.
Maybe. How many other caitiff are you familiar? I mean, you have the list, the master list from Loden, right? So you're aware of Gordon Keaton. You're aware of someone called Dicky. You're aware of Mel Davis and Uriah. But of course, the only one who has a listed sire of those caitiff is Dicky, whose sire is Valerie. Whoever that is. So yeah, is this a kindred that Loden doesn't even know about? Because she's not on the list. Is Madam Zinsky then the sire of Mel Davis and Gordon Keaton and Valerie? So many questions have opened up right now, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think
So,
yeah.
man, this is really funny how like this conversation got away from us a little bit.
What do you mean got away from you? It just plot twist. And I think that's the kind of plot twist and cliffhanger we want to leave this coterie with, as they will take their shenanigans and intrigues into June of 1991. Hopefully Sylvester will be back then and rejoin us. And
So, have we decided on a plan?
well, you'll develop the plan, and I'm sure you can brainstorm with each other over the week, and then I'll throw some more horrors at you, as it were, won't I?
Yeah.
Oh yes. I will.
Hopefully, maybe the Malkavian will have some insight.
Malkavians always have the best insights, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking it's a bad idea for us to go near this brothel at the moment. We should just do a break-in, or one of the guys falls down the stairs, takes them out for a few months, they find someone else more useful in the meantime.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, you will have you have a week to decide. See you everyone next week, and thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and ring bell icons and follows and all the things. Night will fall over Chicago once more.
This